Okay, so just saw this on Instagram, and I saw it on Google as well. Alex Trebek, the host of Jeopardy, has passed away from battling pancreatic cancer. I think he got diagnosed about a year ago, and he's been fighting it since. And from what I heard, he was there was no there was no news that he was fighting it anymore. I thought for some reason I thought he was good, but I don't know. And yeah, I thought he was good because I didn't hear anything. I haven't heard anything. I've always, all these celebrities, I like to check up on them and see if they're okay and stuff. Like go on not check up on them, but I mean go on Google and see if they're okay, and especially the ones that are older, and you never know if they're sick or anything. I haven't heard it. I didn't hear anything since. So I thought he was good with pancreatic cancer. It must have came back or something. Unfortunately, pancreatic cancer spreads. It's one of those cancers. Well, every cancer spreads, but it's one of those cancers that's difficult to get rid of because it's like in the stomach, and basically it spreads in the stomach. There's really nothing they can do. They could give you chemo and radiation, or chemo, I think, and maybe not radiation, but I'm not too sure. But it's one of those cancers that spreads, unfortunately, through well, I think every cancer has a tendency of spreading, but I mean, it's one of those aggressive cancers. That's all I'm trying to say. And wow. Now, here's a quick story. I'm not going to, go into my lifelong story, but when I was probably 7.5, 8 years old, my sister was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and she went blind from it. And she was over in Fletcher Island, which is now University of Vermont Children's Hospital in Vermont, and it's in Burlington, or maybe Winooski. I don't know. I've always get mixed up. Okay, whatever. It's in Winooski, and my sister would be over there. She was only about 4 or 5 years old, and I would have to go to school, and I got a lot of teachers that helped me out during that time. They knew that my sister was sick, so I would go to school still, but they would understand if I would miss a day, but most of the time I would go to school, and my mom and my dad would be over there, and my grandmother would be picking me up from school or picking me up from the house and bring me to her house because I was little. Well, not little, but I was younger, so I would have to get picked up. So my grandmother would bring me back to her house, and I would have dinner with her and he's not really my grandfather, but her and my grandfather Art. He's my step-grandfather, if you would say. And I would go to their house, and every night they would have the news on because they like to watch the news, and usually I would be there until Jeopardy was done, and we would watch Jeopardy all the time. And then not too many quite a while after that, I moved into a house in Champlain, and into a blue house, and my older neighbor, she's elderly, I would check up on her, and she would want me to visit her, because she was like a grandmother. She's a grandmother, kind of like a grandmother figure, and she's like 96 right now, but she was like like a great grandmother figure, and like a second grandmother figure, if you would say. And she liked to have company, so I would go over at night and I would check up on her, and she would want me to stay and watch Jeopardy with her or Wheel of Fortune or whatever, and I grew up watching Jeopardy basically like that. I would watch Jeopardy every once in a while by myself, but usually it would be if I was with family. I would watch Jeopardy. And Alex Trebek was a big influence in TV, and he will be missed. So, rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Rest in peace, sir.